All right, y'all. Welcome back to the P.D.C Strauss Show, man. It's Freaky Friday, man. Had a long night. A long day today at work. So I didn't get y'all. I didn't get out on video yesterday, but I didn't give y'all no video yesterday, so I decided to give y'all a video today. And me and my partner was talking about they from out of town. Some of my homeboys is out of town, so they don't know the difference between state jail and T.D.C. And there's a difference between T.D.C. and the difference between Texas State Jail. I've had the privilege of going to both of them. Been to T.D.C. twice, been to state jail once. So state jail is anywhere from 2 to 6 months sentence. You'll do 6 months to 2 year sentence. That's the least amount of time you get in state jail is 6 months, and the maximum is 2 years. They were talking about going up, but I don't know if they ever went up. In my time and era, the max amount of time you could do was 2 years in state jail or 6 months. So those are for small crimes, like no high profile charges, no high profile crimes. So basically, small thefts, small drug offenses, just a bunch of stupid stuff. Child support, though, I was locked up with a dude who was in state jail for child support. It's just another little state private. It's actually privately, well, not all of them. They had some private owned state jails, but none like Hutchinson and Smith Union and Lindsay, them ain't private owned. Those are regular state jails. Dawson was privately owned, but so I can't say they privately owned jails. They're ran like T.D.C. You wearing the whites, you going to chow, you going to work. It's ran just like Texas Department of Correction. It's ran just like T.D.C. It's just state jail. The only difference is you have a discharge date. You have a 6 month to 2 year release date. And the only thing that can stop you from coming home on that date is if you catch a new case and you go back to the county. And in the meantime, between time, stop right now what you're doing, like the button, hit the like button. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that like button. It's free. It don't cost you nothing. It just pushes through the algorithm. I say this every time, and I still look and see 2, 3 likes, 5, 6, 7 likes. I don't see no whole bunch of likes. Just hit the like button, man. It's free. All right, back to what I was saying though. So state jail, 6 months, 2 years. T.D.C, you get anywhere from 2 years to a life sentence, to the death penalty. You can go to a state jail unit with which they call the transfer unit. You'll go to a transfer unit if you got some little time. If you got 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you go to one of them little daycare units, one of them little kiddie units. Most of the time you won't catch an ID unit. The only time you're gonna catch an ID unit like with some light time is if you're a bad actor. If your line class keep dropping, if you study squabbling, or you study catching out of place cases, or you catching jack cases, or you just ain't doing something you ain't got no business doing, they're gonna get tired of you. They're gonna send you to an ID unit. They're called ID units because they're real prison units. They're holding the big boys. They're holding the lifers. They're holding the 40s and 50s of years, the aggravated criminals. They holding, they got all the big boys, the bad boys over there. And those on an ID unit, you anywhere from 2 years to a life sentence. I've been over there. I've been on the ID unit before. So let's talk about the different types of people. See, some folks, I don't know why some folks in T.D.C got this notion that state jail dudes are weak. Bro, they're the same people. They just like you and me. They just got caught doing a lesser crime. I've actually been locked up on the state jail unit with some stone cold killers. They just got caught with some BS. You know what I'm saying? So they happened to be on the state jail side, but they was monsters. Like I knew them in the streets, and in the streets they was iron slingers. Like they'd mow you down, they'd knock you out. They wouldn't do no playing with you. And then they think that for some reason, because you on because you go to T.D.C, they squabbling harder. Nah, they fighting just the same. Actually, on state jail, they get a little more. They fight faster on state jail because they going home. They can go. They can get it in, and then they go to lockup, and they still coming home. We go in T.D.C on the T.D.C side. We go T.D.C side. We go to squad. And we going to lockup, but they dropping our line class. We losing good time, and all that other type of stuff. So that's a little bit more. I don't know why that notion came into people's brain that the state jail side was weak. No, they're not weak. They just got caught with a lesser crime. That's it. Uh, on the ID unit, it is rougher. It is rougher than the state jail unit because when I first started, times have changed. I done heard I ain't been in jail since 2011, so I don't know how it is anymore. That's all what 15 years since 2011. That's the last time I've been in jail. You know what I'm saying? But when I first started going in the 90s, it was rough. We had this thing called FUCK or fight or bust a 60. You're gonna do one of them three things. You're gonna FUCK or you're gonna fight or you're gonna bust a 60. And they was for real with it. They was taking rump, they was squabbling, and they was taking commissary. They was beating the brakes off of you. You had some, or you didn't have none. You was gonna be somebody's boy. You was gonna be up under somebody's wing if you couldn't fight. If you wasn't with the BS, if you wasn't with the drum. At that time, I was 17 when I first went to the penitentiary. I was 17 going on 18. I was a gangbanger. I was with all the BS. All right, my bad. I'm back. Yeah, I was with all the BS. I was a young gangbanger. I was a Crip, and then that was 1995. It was going on. We was Cripping and blooding down there. So yeah, that's the eras of the Crip and blood in Dallas, Texas. Like, so when you got through the door on the ID unit, you checked in. As y'all say, in y'all county jail, you got fades. You know what I'm saying? As a lot of other states say they got fades and squabbles when you walk through the door. It's the same thing down there when you hit an ID unit, a real ID unit. When you come through the door, they coming up. They coming. Where you from? What set you claim? Who you with? And if you're a real one, you're gonna give it up. You're gonna rep your city. You're gonna rep your city. You're gonna rep what set you claim. So I come through the door, hit it, boom, boom, Trey 5-7, da 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 da, gangsta Crip, nigga, what's up? And so they looking at me, okay, where you from? You from Dallas? Yeah, I'm from Dallas. Okay, you from D-Town? And they gonna call a couple of dudes from, hey, look out, D-Town. You a Crip, you one of y'all. And they go, oh, okay. Next thing you know, here come the Crips from Dallas. Here come the majority of them gonna be from Dallas, but you're gonna have some East Texas boys, some Fort Worth Crips, some H-Town Crips, some Waco, you're gonna have Crips from all over, but majority gonna be from Dallas, because Dallas is one of the bigger cities in the penitentiary at that time. Back then, Houston didn't have a lot of Crips. Houston wasn't even really Cripping in 95, in the 90s when I went. It was D-Town. D-Town was Cripping, Funky Town was Cripping. Then, we had some of them little country towns that was Cripping. San Antonio was Cripping. Waco was Cripping, The H, you didn't really see that many back then in that area. Now, later on, when I came back, yeah, they had a lot of H-Town Crips. But the D-Town and Houston didn't get along. I think I'm going to do a story about that, the D-Town. I hadn't put that in there now, the D-Town and Houston beef. But anyway, when the Crips come, they're going to tell you check in. Like, what you going to do? You going to do a barbecue, knuckle up, buckle up. And me, I was 17, 18. I'm scratching. Like, what's happening? So I see some sevens I know from the city, and they telling me, look how it's what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go over there, squabble, you know what I'm saying? Go over and get your row out, you know what I'm saying? Knock you 2 or 3 of them out. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody going to click on you. They going to line you up. They going to backdoor you. You're fighting back to back. Ain't no squabble, wait an hour or 2 tomorrow. No, they backdooring. We call it backdooring down there. I don't know what they call it up there. And or they call it, in a lot of states they call it run, like they running you. Now, yeah, they going to run you down here. They going to backdoor you. They going to line you up. Yeah. So first one off the rip. Ping, 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 ping. Get out there with him. Brr, 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 brr. That's him. Get him out the way. Take you about a half minute, 2 minute breathing, then whoop, here come another. He come right up in there, and you shaking and you shaking and baking. Dot, 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 dot. Third one come in there. I'm tired, but you still getting your business. You know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 blah. See, I'm part of that 7 faction. So that 7 faction, after that third one, we ain't fighting no more. Hey, man, that's it. My boy good. He done squabbled 3. 7 click in the fit. 7 boys, we was deep. Trey 5-7, 187, 007, all 7s, we deep. We deep down in the penitentiary, so that's it. I done squabbled. But see, I'm different. At that time, I'm 17, I'm 18, and I'm looking for that action. I liked it. And I wasn't even awesome. I wasn't even good. I was all right when I first got down there. I became awesome because I fought so much down there. Had so many squabbles. Kept dropping my line class, G4, taking the lockup, put them in closed custody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was hell on wheels. But state jail. Let's jump back over there. State jail. They too much ain't checking. I didn't get checked at state jail. I come through the door looking for it though. Hey man, what's happening? They like, where you from? And boom, boom, boom. I hit them up with the set straight for I said, what's happening? Oh, okay, you a Crip? Yeah. Okay, you some part of your homeboys over there. They cripping over there. So I follow up on the Crip tape. Hey, what's happening? Woo. Y'all ain't doing no checking. They like checking what? They don't even know what that is. So I go to telling them what checking is. And they like, nah, we don't do no checking, cuz you good. I'm like, man, it's crazy. Like, wow. But hey, man, that's state jail. But they're not weak. Don't get it weak. Don't get it twisted thinking they weak because they ain't checking. They squabbling on them state jail units back then in the 90s. They was squabbling. They will squabble you down, like, and go to lockup for 30 days and come right back out like ain't nothing happened. Yeah. But it ain't that big of a difference between state jail and TDC. It's just the time factor, how much time you got and how much time the other one got. But the people are the same people. It's your same homeboys. It's just what they got caught with and what they didn't get caught with and what you got caught with. That's the difference between the dudes. If I had a choice, I probably would go to state jail because you're coming home in 2 years versus TDC. You ain't coming home in 2. Well, you can come home in 2, but depends on most time you're coming home in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, on up there. You ain't getting no straight drop 2. That straight drop 2 over with, especially for cats like me. We don't get deuces. We beg for them, but we don't get them. Like, nah. But anyway. I just want to do a little story about state jail and TDC, man. Let's talk about it. Yes, prison was rough when I went. I heard it's watered down. Now I heard they got the rats on the wall. Well, I seen the rats on the wall when I was leaving, the extortion rats. But see, that's the thing. They say they don't hog no more. They do hog. You better go. If you go to a real unit, go over on Michael's, Beto, Cokefield, French Robinson, Ferguson. Yeah, they hogging over there still. Yeah, they still beating your eyebrows off when they go in your commissary bag. Yeah, take some over there. Yeah, they not hogging on them transfer units no more and all them other little units because they scared of that big old rat. But them boys that got them 30s and 40s and 50s, they don't care about no rat. They feel like they ain't going on anyway, so they gonna take something. I'm talking about commissary. It ain't too much. I don't know. I ain't been in a long time, but I ain't heard too much about no raping no more. That was back in the early 90s and 80s and on before my time. I mean, it was going on when I got down there, but it was going away. Oh, another thing. Back in my era, boy, we used to whoop laws. We used to whoop the laws. Yeah. It wasn't no free word case back in my era. Back in the 90s, we'd take off on the law quick. Bing, bing. Sleep something. Yeah, we ain't care about whooping no laws. We had the laws in line. Yeah, stay in line and get your brains knocked out. The police, they minded us. You had some rogue ones that'll fight you. You know what I'm saying? Take off the whoop, come up out their shirt and get their paper, check paper, which we had one named Lieutenant Knowles. They called him the Nigerian Nightmare. He was known for whooping brothers. He was known for taking off his little uniform and he'd get in the paint with you. Then I had a partner named Jesse Brown. He claimed Dixon. I don't know if anybody put in the chat. Y'all know Jesse Brown, man. Hey, put in the chat if you been to TDC, what unit was you on? If you been to TDC, what unit was you on? If you been to state jail, what unit was you on? Hey man, also like this video. If you ain't never been, don't never go because it ain't a place to be. But yeah, man, we used to whoop them laws down there too, man. Like, we didn't mind. You can ask my mom. When she came to see me in '95, I stayed in lockup. I stayed having glass visits behind the glass with the little jumpsuit on. She like, why you in lockup again? I'm big something. That's what I do. Why you started fighting? I ain't got nothing else to do. Fighting and getting tattoos, getting these ugly tattoos all over my body. But hey, man, just another Peter Weestrop story time. Some kind of funny, some kind of serious. Just letting y'all know, man. Stay up out of Texas Department of Correctional, man. TDC, or stay up out of state jail. Stay free. That's the thing to be, man. A free man and taking care of your family, man. That's what real gangsters do. Take care of your family. Peace.